Hearty welcome to all knowledge seekers to my channel. This is Dr. Madhusudan Rao Kadapa. In this video I am going to explain about the seventh principle of management, that is remuneration to personnel. So remuneration is the amount paid to an employee for his contribution or for the time spent by him in the organization. So in general, remuneration is termed as a salary in majority of cases. For professionals, the remuneration is the amount which they get for the service provided by them. But for an employee, remuneration is in general will be in the form of salary which he gets for his contribution. So according to Henry Fayol, as per his principle, the remuneration paid to the employees should be fair. Now, how to determine the remuneration to a person? In general, how organizations will fix remunerations for different positions. In any organization, there will be different levels, and depending on the responsibilities, depending on the skill sets, depending on the qualifications required for different levels or different job positions, the salaries will be fixed. And apart from salary, the other payments, if any, like allowances for travel, stay, or some other allowances. And all the employees may not be, eligible for all these kinds of allowances. So depending on the position, depending on the responsibilities, depending on the qualification, experience, and other skills demanded for each position, the remunerations will be fixed by the organization. And while fixing the remuneration for any position, we have to consider the following factors. First one is the cost of living. Very important factor, especially for employees at a lower level. When we want to fix the salaries, we have to consider the cost of living in that particular locality. And then the qualification, experience, and other skill set which we define to be possessed by the employee. Accordingly, the salary has to be fixed for that particular position. And the salary fixed for any position should be fair, in the sense, should be satisfactory for both employee and employer. Employee should not feel that he is getting less remuneration than the contribution which he is done for the organization. At the same time, organization should also not get disappointed for the salaries fixed, because they may have more expectations on the employees, and they should not feel bad about the salary fixed and the extent of work extracted from the employee. So the salary fixed, or you may call remuneration fixed, for any job or any process or any service should be fair and should be acceptable for both the parties, employee and employer. And then the local conditions. In rural areas, the cost of living will be less. In urban or cities, the cost of living will be high. And other expenses will also differ. So accordingly, we have to fix the remuneration for the individuals. And then the financial position of the company. If the company is financially sound, then fixing of salaries or offering some allowances or offering bonuses or profit sharing, incentives, etc. will not be a burden. And of course, these factors will motivate the employee towards putting forth more efforts and more contribution towards his work. And then the economic conditions. So the global or local economic conditions will also influence the fixation of remuneration to different employees or employees at different levels. And the recession and the demand for the product, and there are so many miscellaneous factors upon which the company will take decisions on hiring or firing, promotions, increments, and so on, incentives, etc. So remuneration is a very important factor because remuneration is one of the motivational factors for employees to contribute towards the development of the organization. So it must be fair. So with this I conclude, and in some other video I will explain some other important principle. Thank you very much.